What's up? It's me. Hello. Uh, since it is almost 2026, 2025 is almost over. Uh, it's been a okay year. It's been the year of Black Ops 2. Uh, and yeah, 2020, 2025 is almost over. So I figured I'll go over a quick little yearly recap of what I've accomplished this year and also my plans for next year because I actually have some decent plans. Uh, Also, it is literally 4 hours until 2026 for me right now. So, yeah, I'm trying to get this done before it is too late. But I plan on posting this within 2025. Um, so a quick little recap. Uh, 2 years ago, dang. The quality. I'm not saying it's good quality. It's just you can see the quality in the thumbnail, the impeccable, horrible low res. Ah, good times. Okay, so this was my first video this year. I've already checked. Um, this is actually my first decent 200 step attempt. My mouse flew off screen. This um is uh like I said in the pinned comment, I really wasted this video. It's 2 minutes long. It's like a 9 second clip. Um, I didn't talk or anything. I just went over each instrument. So yeah, I was gonna delete it because it is a terrible video and it's a waste of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. But it, I'm keeping it as a piece of history since it came before my first song, or at least before it was done, and it came before my first official 200 step song. And my first 200 step song sucked horribly. But yeah, so 200 step, this was bad, but a good learning experience. I released my first song, Cage. I released it first on SoundCloud on January 2nd. Um, I'm pretty sure I finished the song. Uh, I think I finished it within 2024. Um, but sadly, uh, finishing within 2024 does not, you know, save everything. So yeah, um, finished it within 2024, and I uh, I went to go make the album art because I hadn't made it yet, and the visualizer, and yeah, it took uh long enough that I couldn't upload it until January 2nd, and the visualizer I released like January 30th or something like that. Um, the visualizer, of course, being that. Um, Also, you may have noticed I didn't put official visualizer on disassembly required, and that's just in the description. It still says official visualizer. I just like it when it doesn't. It looks nicer when it's not in the video title, in my opinion. So yeah, from now on, uh, the video title will be as clean as possible. Specifically, just with like visualizers and stuff. As you can see with like all of this, I just post stuff. I don't use Twitter. I don't know how people use Twitter or X, but to my knowledge, I think the way I use YouTube is how most people use X or something. Again, I'm not entirely sure because I don't use it at all. But yeah. So uh, my most quality videos that you can expect, by the way, just in case you haven't noticed the pattern, assuming you've seen all of these, uh, highest quality videos will undoubtedly be visualizers, and then next highest quality is probably gonna be tutorials. Um, Oh yeah, Whips Showcase. I'll probably do one in 2026 as well. But yeah. And then next highest quality is gonna be stuff like this. I don't know if you saw this, but yeah, like the title says, I spent 5 hours trying to get the achievement for getting in the top 3 spots in the Titanfall 2 Gauntlet. Uh, I was gonna make a whole video on it, but turns out I was just doing things wrong, so waste of time. Anyway, I posted my final run there, but yeah. Um, yeah. So I'm just gonna go over this while I'm here. Uh, Cage. I released that January 2nd. Uh, dang. Yeah. So paraphrase. Uh, well, I'll talk about Cage a little bit more. I'm not just gonna skip. So Cage is my first song. I made it alongside a. Also, sorry if my voice sounds shivery. I'm cold right now, and it is affecting my voice a bit. I am shivering a bit. Anyway, um, so Cage, yes. Uh, I spent like maybe 6 months working on it. Uh, in between other things, of course. I didn't spend 6 months straight on a mediocre 5-minute song. Um, but yeah, over the course of 6 months, I followed along a followed along with a music class, and yeah, I made this. So yeah, my first song turned out way better than this one, despite its issues. It's not perfect by any means at all, but it still turned out way better than Paraphrase. Uh, Cage, I was shooting for Anime Step and Tear Out or Rhythm in the second drop. The first drop is actually pretty competent, and honestly, so is the second drop, especially when you compare them both to Paraphrase. Uh, but yeah, Cage, despite its flaws, it still holds a special place in my heart as the first song I've ever released, and yeah, I released it January 2nd of this year. When did I release Paraphrase? Don't know, don't care. It says 5 months ago, so dang, like a 6 month gap or something in between these 5 months. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, Paraphrase I made over the course of like 1 month, less than 1 month. I actually made it pretty quickly, if I'm not mistaken. Um, this was made for Best of LMMS Volume 11 because around this time, I don't remember why, but I started to like get more active in the LMMS Discord, and I noticed they were running Best of LMMS Volume 11. And while I started late, I figured I might as well start, and I'll make a song to submit, and I made this. The melody, the melody holds up. The melody is okay. It is mixed horribly. I used plain white noise as background noise. This is before I knew to not do that. I just figured, oh, I should do this. I was wrong. But yeah. So, paraphrase, the melody is the most redeeming quality. That's it. The first drop, it was supposed to be 200 step. First drop was just random note spam that at the time I thought, yeah, this is 200 step. It's more like crappy dubcore or something. Same goes for the second drop. Uh, but yeah, I do genuinely love the melody of Paraphrase a lot, but yeah, it needs a lot of work. I also do like the crystals I made for the um, album art. Malfunction holds like another really special place in my heart for being the first real 200 step song. Um, Also, if you haven't read the description of the visualizer for Disassembly Required, the first drop in Disassembly Required, and actually this project itself, comes before Malfunction. But Malfunction, um, I... Okay, so this was for Best of LMS Volume 11, right? Paraphrase. Malfunction was for Jekka's Discord Challenge 11. Um, I guess I'm just participating in the 11th challenge for all of my communities. um, all the communities I'm in. But yeah, so Malfunction was for Jekka's Discord Challenge Volume 11. He gave you a MIDI and a sample, and you just had to use it, and you do whatever you want to it, whatever you want with it. So I made 200 step and high speed dubstep. The high speed dubstep song left a lot. I need to slow down. I'm speeding through my words here and slurring. Um, the high speed dubstep drop leaves a lot to be desired, but the 200 step drop it's peak. It's absolutely peak. It's when I figured out 200 step, right? Like like I said, the first drop in Disassembly Required predates the existence of Malfunction. However, um, the first drop in Disassembly Required I made on accident. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just happened to get something that sounded cool. Um, but in Malfunction, like I actually figured out. I actually figured it out. I found like a method to apply to future songs for their drops, and then because of that, I was able to make the second drop in Disassembly Required, which is like 2 or 3 times as long as the first one, and it slapped in my opinion. At the moment, Disassembly Required is my magnum opus, because, like I said, just the whole thing needs to be redone. There's still Cage does have a lot of flaws because it is my first song ever, and Malfunction also has a good chunk of flaws. The first drop it's not flawless, but it probably needs the least amount of changes of the entire song. So yeah, also if you did not see teaser.mp4, I'm remastering these three alongside a bonus track I'll put in the remastered album. I'm probably gonna call it. I already forgot. It's renewed. I'm gonna make an EP called Renewal. I'm gonna have these three tracks and a bonus track, which is just something completely new. But yeah, I'm gonna clean and fix up Cage, Paraphrase, and Malfunction. I'm gonna make really cool album art that's like a mix of the three. I'm gonna put flowers on the top of the cage and all the crystal spikes on the underside, and I'm going to add actual distortion rather than trying to fabricate distortion like I did with the Malfunction album art, which didn't end up working. So I'm just gonna look up like how to distort images and stuff, and I'll do that for the album art for Renewal. But yeah, uh, that is something you can expect in 2026. Um, the this you can expect Renewal alongside a few other tracks and stuff. I'm done with this. Back to YouTube. So, yeah. This last night. Okay, so this is another project. I figured out how to make liquid drum and bass, and I love it, which is hilarious because, I'm into all these heavy genres, 200 step, tear out, stuff like that. And then I just make liquid drum and bass. If you don't know what liquid drum and bass is, just watch this video. It's not perfect. It's not like perfectly mixed or perfectly mastered or perfectly composed or anything, but it is perfectly like 100% liquid drum and bass. You listen to this, I'm sure it is. I I am pretty sure that this will give you a perfect idea of what liquid drum and bass is. Anyway, it's just a great genre, but it's not something you'd expect me to make when I made, this. But yeah. So, yeah. I have all these, made a tutorial. I have another tutorial that I've made, but I haven't released it because, um, I'm still working on the intro for it, and I forget if Blender's being weird or if I just was being picky. I don't know. I haven't touched it in a while. Haven't touched the project. So, yeah. That'll probably just have to come out in 2026, considering we have 3.5 hours left in this year. But yeah, um, I released 4 songs this year. Whip Showcase, works in progress. Um, Work in progresses, however you plural whip. Um, yeah. Uh, there's a lot of things in here that I do, or a few things in here that I do plan on finishing this year, or sorry, in 2026. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I do plan on getting much better at music in 2026 because I'm not good at mixing, not good at mastering. Like it all needs some serious revision. Um, but yeah, so I can't do that too well until I get a better computer. Because with my current computer, I can hardly load enough instances of Vital to make a 200 step drop, let alone add effects and post processing and stuff to make it clean and like high quality. So I'm gonna have to either stop music until I can get a new computer, or keep messing around with stuff while I'm saving money for a new computer because I want to make music. However, I'm kind of held back by hardware. So, hardware and skill issue. Um, but I plan on changing the skill issue by learning. So, yeah. Also, speaking of hardware and stuff, or speaking of buying a new computer and stuff, um, in the first 8 weeks of, or in the first 8 weeks of the year, not starting on the first day or anything, not starting tomorrow, but at some point near the start of January or something, uh, for 8 weeks, I will be extremely busy. And then the next 8 weeks after that, I will be way less busy. I don't know if I cannot guarantee if I will post anything um, during either 8 week period within the next 16 weeks. Next 16, 17, 18, uh, however long it is until, you know, I'm not busy anymore or not that busy. But yeah, um, that partially has to do with working and making enough money for computer. But yeah, so stuff like that. I'm going to work on um, music some more. Gonna work on uh, improving music. Going by working on music some more. I meant like song projects, and improving. I mean, my skill and stuff. I plan to get better at making music. I plan to make more music in 2026. I don't plan on releasing just 4 songs. Um, and yeah, so hopefully 2026 comes out well, and I hope I can entertain. I know I kind of rambled throughout this video, but I don't have a script or anything. Again, it's 3.5 hours until 2026, so yeah, I don't really care about having a script. If you're willing to sit through 19 minutes of me rambling about the channel and plans for it, nice. Thank you. But yeah, have a good year. And this one's been good. So yeah, goodbye.